So this is really great to have if you're doing a lot of fabrication and you need to plow a bunch of pieces through. Hey guys, Brad here with Skyline Construction, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Dewalt DW735 thickness planer. This is one of my favorite thickness planers out there, mainly for portability, but also for just clean of cut. I just really like this model. I like this more than their other model that's got less of a head on it. It's a lot skinnier looking. This is a really nice model to have. To adjust your overall thickness, you've got a crank on the side here, and every rotation is 1/16 of an inch. So it's just running up and down on these 4 posts here. So it's very easy to adjust. The power is just your standard plug 110. This is your on off right here. Nice decent switch. You've got a little breaker right here, and then this is your dial for your measuring stick over on this side. And then over here we've got your max depth of cut, which is a really nice dial to have. It starts off at 1 inch, or sorry, not 1 inch, 1.25 inches. It goes down to 1 inch, 3/4, half, quarter, and all the way down to 1/8. So you can preset this so that when you're dialing this down, it'll stop at 1.25 inches or 1.125 inches, wherever you preset it. So this is really great to have if you're doing a lot of fabrication and you need to plow a bunch of pieces through. You can just make sure you keep it on 1/8, and you'll never go below that dimension. So I really like this. Next is your cutting. So this dial on the front here, you've got finishing cuts. It says it's 179 cuts per inch on setting number 1, and setting number 2 is 96 cuts per inch. The only way to change this over is when this is running. So when this is on, that's when you can change this, okay? And you'll always start on number 2, 96 cuts, and then when you get closer to your sort of final size dimension that you want, and you want to start cleaning it up and having it really nice and smooth, that's when we flick it over to number 1, and that's when you get your 179 cuts per inch. So you just got to really remember, only use this when it's operating, because it won't set in the blades properly. Another nice thing about this is this gauge here. There's a bar that runs the length of this planer, and it's right under here. And so if you put a small piece of wood in on this side, or the full width, and say the right side's a little higher, you're gonna feel it, and so you'll know how much you're taking off. And this dial here goes up and down, so you can kind of see if you're taking off a 32nd or up to 1/8 here for your cuts. Now I've sort of, over the years with playing with this thing, you really don't want to do these max 1/8 cuts. It just bogs this thing down. I'm always taking off half of that, 1/16 to 32nd, somewhere in there. Because when you get this up at 1/8 and you're putting through, say, walnut, like a pretty hard wood or a maple, it's just going to slow it right down. You'll get burn marks. It might even stop the wood, so you're not getting just really good function with it. Take your time, take less off, and you'll be happier. You won't get those big deep gouges and those burn marks. So that's sort of what I found over the years of using this. What else can I say about this? It is really heavy. I don't know the exact weight offhand, but it's heavy. I probably put this at I don't know, 60 pounds maybe. Oh, actually, sorry, it's right here, 92 pounds. Okay, I guess I'm stronger than I thought. So 92 pounds. It's kind of a pain to lug around, but I don't keep this in my trailer or anything. I just keep it at the shop when I need it. So yeah, like I said, it's just super portable, very easy to bring to site if you need. 2 guys is always better, you know. On the back, we've got a dust collection system, and so it's a 4-inch connection, or you can get up to 2 3/8 on the outside here, but the actual amount of chips that are coming out is just through this smaller hole, the 2 3/8. It doesn't come out through this outer ring here. I always use a 4-inch because the amount of air this is pushing through here is immense. It really, you don't even need to turn your dust collector on. You could just hook your hose up to this, and you know, if you've got one of those cyclones or a dust collector for your shop or something like that, you could leave it off and this will just pump it into your dust collector. It's very powerful, and you really want to have some kind of dust collection on these because it'll just shoot chips all over the place and it makes a hell of a mess. So just really make sure you've got some kind of pipe on here. You can use a 2 3/8 on here, but I just never have. I've always been geared up with the 4-inch. So another option you can get with this is you can buy extension tables for the front and back, which are really nice to have. I've never used them. I always kind of have it set up so I can just outfeed right onto a table, but there are areas on the side here where I think they're about 12 or 16 inches in depth, and they just click in on the front and the back, and then you're good to go for that outfeed. And it's nice to have a good outfeed because if you're putting material through here and it comes out on the other side, it'll start to sag a little. And when that happens, then you'll get a lot of pressure up on the blades. It might take off more than you want. So you really want that material to be exiting nice and flat. That's kind of key. So this unit also has onboard tool storage right here. And what this allows us to do is pull this top cap off, get to our blades so we can change them. So I'll quickly show you how that's done. There's just 4 screws. They're all Allen keys. So if you do lose this, you can get in here no problem. Nothing too fancy. And inside we have these 3 red hand screws that we could just undo here, and this will expose the blade area. And they just look like this. Super easy. Okay, then there's a shroud here. This is the dust shroud. So the chips go up into this, and then they're blown out through here and then out through the back. I'll pop that off, and then inside you can see the blades, and there's 3 of them right in here, and they're all held on with these screws as well. So you just undo these screws, pull the blade out, put a new blade in, and you're off to the races. There's also, should mention, a little trough up here, which I think is for blade storage. Double check. No, I'm wrong. I always thought it was, but no. That is not for blade storage. It would be nice though if they had it on this unit where you could keep an extra set of blades. Okay, so there we have it. Super easy to get into when you need to change those blades. And I always recommend buying a second set so you have them with you. You know, if you nick your blades on a nail or something like that when you're on site, there's nothing worse than having to order another set on Amazon or at a store and having to wait that week or a few days. This way you're ready to go. So highly recommend you get a second set of blades. If you like the video, guys, please subscribe, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that notify bell as well. If you have any comments, please leave them down below, and I'd love to get back to you. Till next time, keep on crushing it. We'll catch you later.